Hi, Oakwood families. Welcome back for another edition of BLASTOFF. We are so glad that y'all continue to watch us. It means a lot to us. This week, we are still talking about Matthew 6, 20 and 21. Treasure. Not earthly treasure. We're talking about heavenly treasure that never goes away. Our heavenly treasure is Jesus. Now remember, if you see one of the pastors, Jody, Patrick, or if you see Miss Angela, anybody who works in the children's building, tell them your verse and you'll get a cool sticker. That's fun. I'll be back in just a little bit to talk about our challenge for the week.
Hi friends, we're going to be reading out of the Jesus Storybook Bible, so if you don't have it, push pause and go grab it. Okay, you're going to want to turn to page 250, and we're going to be reading Treasure Hunt, the story of the hidden treasure from Matthew 13. One day, Jesus was telling people about God's kingdom. God's kingdom is wherever God is king, Jesus told them. It's wherever God is in charge. It's where he fills your heart up with his forever happiness, and you stop running away from him, and you love him. But sometimes people couldn't understand things very well. So Jesus helped them by telling them stories called parables. Jesus said, God's kingdom is like a hidden treasure. And then he told them this story. Once upon a time, there was a man working in a field, digging. So there he is, digging, but what he doesn't know, that in that field, there is buried treasure. So dig, 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 clink, clink, clonk. Oh, uh-oh. His shovel bumps into something hard. Hello, what's this? He picks it up, dusts it off. It's a chest. It's rusted and locked it, but he pries it open. What he sees inside takes his breath away. It's beautiful, glittering, gleaming, twinkling, sparkling, precious jewels. It's a treasure chest. He wants the treasure. He needs to get that treasure. He must have that treasure somehow. So even if he has to sell everything he has so he can pay for it, he quickly buries the treasure again, runs home and sells everything he has. He takes the money from the sale and goes and buys that field. Now he owns the field and the treasure that is buried in it. He runs back and he digs up the treasure again. He's smart. Jesus said, coming home to God is as wonderful as finding treasure. You might have to dig before you find it, and you might have to look before you see it. You might even have to give up everything you have to get it. But being where God is, being in his kingdom, that's more important than anything else in the world. It's worth anything you have to give up, Jesus told them, because God is the real treasure. God had a treasure too, of course, a treasure that was lost long, long ago. What was God's treasure? His most important thing, the thing that God loved most in all the world. God's treasure was his children. It's why Jesus had come into the world, to find God's treasure, to find you and me, and pay the price to win them back. And Jesus would do it even if it cost him everything he had. Thank you, Jesus, for loving us that much that you would do whatever it takes to get us back to you, your children. See you next time, friends.
Matthew 6, 20 and 21. Matthew 6, 20 and 21.
Store up for yourselves treasure treasures in heaven, where moth and rust do not destroy, and where thieves do not break in and steal. For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. There your heart will be also. Where your treasure is, store up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where moth and rust do not destroy, and where thieves do not break in and steal. But store up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where moth and rust do not destroy, and where thieves do not break in and steal. Where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. There your heart will be also. Where your treasure is. Where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. There your heart will be also. Where your treasure is. Where your treasure is. Where your treasure is.
That's where your heart will be. 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 That's where your heart will be.
Welcome to Game Time, everyone! This game is called Penny Stack. Last week, we talked about treasure. In fact, that's what our verse is about this week. And so, we're gonna play a game with treasure. Well, maybe pennies. So, grab all the pennies that you have around, and this game is super easy. Our contestants are gonna have 1 minute to stack as many pennies as they can. The tallest penny stack wins the game. Here we go. Game begins in 3, 2, 1, go! All right, now it's time to measure our contestants' tower to see who has the tallest. Let's start with Miss Paula. Miss Paula, your tallest tower is 1.5 inches. Pastor Jody, your tower is 2 inches. Oh no! Miss Brenda, your tower is 1.5 inches, but Pastor Jody was jumping and knocked it down, so that means he's disqualified, and Miss Brenda is our winner! Way to go, Miss Brenda. All right, you guys, find all the pennies and coins that you have in your house and play this game. Pal out.
Alright guys, for our Bible memory verse today, we're actually going to play a game of memory. So I just cut up some note cards, you can cut up some paper, whatever you have at home, and I put the Bible verse on them. So I made 2 different sets. So I'm going to spread them out, and Miss Katie's going to help me try to find the pairs. Whoever finds the most matching pairs for our Bible verse wins. Alright, let's do it. Alright, I have them all laid out, so now we're gonna see who can find the most pairs for our Bible verse. Okay, Miss Katie, you can go ahead and get us started.
Oh, thank you.
Alright, so we finally finished. I got 11 pairs, and Miss Katie, how many did you get?
I got 5.
She got 5 pairs, so I won. Woohoo!
Good job, Miss
All right,
Brenda.
so you'll have to try that. But if you want to take it a step further, now we can work together to put the Bible verse in order. You think we can do it?
Absolutely.
I think so. All right,
Yep.
let's do it. Let's try it.
Okay.
All right, we put it together. We have some extra cards because remember there were 2 sets, so that's why there's extra pieces. But we got the whole thing. Are you ready to read it?
Yes.
Okay, let's do it. 1, 2, 3. But store up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where moth and rust do not destroy, and where thieves do not break in and steal. Where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. Matthew 6:20-21. Awesome! We did it! Now if you want to add an extra challenge, you can time yourselves next time, or you can each grab a set and see who can put the verse together the fastest. So make sure to try it. Just cut up some construction paper, get some note cards, make your own set so you can play a game of memory and put it together when you're done. Alright, have fun trying it, guys!
Bye.
So, your challenge for this week is kindness, or just random acts. Tell Mom how much you love her. Tell Dad that you really, really appreciate him. Mom, Dad, tell those kids how important they are to you. And once again, don't forget, recite your verse and you might get a sticker. Just tell somebody in the children's building that you've memorized your verse. So remember, like and subscribe to our Oakwood Kids YouTube channel. Bye.